Hello, my people. What's happening? What's popping? My name is Sandra. I am your host, and welcome to the Soft and Tender podcast. I hope you're doing good. I hope you've been having an amazing week, and if you've not, I hope you have much better days ahead. So now let's get right into it. Today, we're going to be talking about entitlement. And entitlement is the fact of having a right to something. It is also the belief that one is inherently deserving of privileges or a special treatments. And I think I prefer the second definition better because most people think that, or let me say, most people feel entitled to stuff they should not feel entitled to. And I understand that there are some certain things that, you actually have the right of, you have the right to demand it, or you have the right to enjoy it, and, you're actually entitled to it. Excuse me. But most people that, have a sense of entitlement don't have it, for the right things. They have misplaced priorities, basically. For instance, being entitled to my money. Why are you entitled to my money? I'm not working just so I can service your every need. I'm not working and slaving hard and having sleepless nights just, to feed you. And I don't like to expect certain things from people. I don't expect certain things from people. I feel like nobody owes me anything. And I have a friend that told me that, friends owe each other, a level of commitment. And so I'm entitled to some time from my friend. I'm entitled to some love from my friend. And I think, that should be true. But at the end of the day, if that person is not giving me, even though as friends, it should be something that I get from that person, then there's no need to, get upset about it, or, there's no need to get upset about it, or feel like, the person is, being wicked and anything like that. I know somebody that's, let's call this person A. A feels so entitled to everything that B has and B works for. So in the beginning, A would, actually have a proper emergency and need a lump sum of money, and would call B, and B, before the call ends, A has received the money. That's how fast B was. She didn't hesitate. B was just basically there, going above and beyond, working hard, and it got to a point where A became, started feeling like, that was her right to B's money, and she could demand for as much as she wanted. So if A wanted to sleep, she could call and be like, oh, hey, I don't have a pillow to sleep, I need money to buy a pillow. B will send it. Oh, I need to go outside and I don't have slippers. B will send the money. Oh, I need to brush my teeth and I don't have toothpaste. B will send the money. And it went from just, actually having genuine needs that A could not actually afford to get done. And it went from that to, I don't even know what to call it. And is, to me, it's just so wrong on all levels. I mean, this person did not set out to work just so they can service your needs. They definitely have their needs too. And just because you think they have the money, or because you know they have the money, still doesn't give you any right to demand it as you wish. I mean, you can also go outside and work for your money and then see how easy it is to give it out. And if A is like, really working hard and things are just not coming through, I want to believe that B was also in such a position before, and that's probably why B is willingly giving, because B is thinking, oh, I've been there, I know what you're going through, and I'm trying to help you. But then this is just becoming unbecoming. It has anyway. A lot of people just feel entitled to our time, to what we have to offer, to our money, to many different things, and where some people may actually be in the right to feel entitled to it. Most people that have a sense of entitlement do not need it. Like, they don't deserve it. They don't have the right to demand those things, and then they go ahead to demand it. Like, for instance, a guy who will be texting a lady, and maybe he slides into a DM and stuff, and in the next few seconds she's asking for money. Like, she feels like, okay, for you to be able to want to text me, for you to text me, then I am automatically entitled to your money, and you need to put this certain sum of money down before this can. I mean, if you want to sell your time, if if people start sliding into your DMs is part of your business and it's consultation, then just charge for it appropriately. Put it on your bio or something. Put it on your page, like, okay, for every conversation you want to have in my DMs, it is 5k per minute. And the person, everybody will know before they slide into your DM. But you can't be running a business and then just demand that because somebody is trying to talk to you, and then you just start demanding money. I personally, I do not like accepting things, a gift, whatever it may be, from my friends. I don't like accepting gifts that I can't afford from my friends. Now, if it's somebody that is like much, much, much older, and I can obviously see the source of their wealth, I can see that they've worked hard over time and they can actually afford to give me that money. I mean, this person is actually older than me anyway, or they can afford to give me that gift. And it's like, to be like a parent giving a child a gift. I'm not going to reject it. Do you get? So, but if somebody my age group is trying to give me something that I can't afford, my instant reaction is to reject it, because I'm wondering, I mean, I can't afford that. So, like, why am I collecting it from you? Like, how can you afford it if I can't afford it? And until I get a proper reasoning, or like I actually know the source of wealth of that person, then I may not collect it, because it's just going to be so wild to me. Like, I do not expect people to have stuff when I don't have. I mean, there's sometimes that, okay, this person maybe earns more money than I do, this person makes more money than I do, and you genuinely need stuff, and then you ask. That's a whole different ball game. But just thinking that, just because I know this person earns more than me, I'm going to start asking as much as I can. Now, back to the story of A and B. A's excuse for like asking for the most mundane things was that, the tables could turn and B could need her help in the future, and she wants to be able to render that help, knowing that when B had money, or when B could help, she took all the help she could get. Why are you helping people if it is based on what you got from them, or what you could get from them? That's another thing that A does. A will tell you that, she's only helping this person because tomorrow may come and that person may have more money than them, and so they need to act right, or they will help because the saying that says what goes around comes around, and so if they help now, they'll definitely get it back in multiple ways. And to me, that's just not the right mentality for helping. That means you're not helping because you actually want to help. You're helping for what you think you can get it. I don't think what goes around comes around is going to happen in that manner, because you're not genuinely helping. You're not helping out of the goodness of your heart, of your heart. You're not helping because you feel this person actually has a genuine need. You're helping, and your help is selfish because you're thinking of what can this person offer me. So basically you're weighing the person up and down, thinking, let me see where you are today. What is your field? What career do you have? How much can you possibly make in the next couple of years? Am I going to be basically seeing it as an investment? And I don't think that's right. That's not your child. I understand if your parent is thinking, let them invest all their money in their children, because at the end of the day, it's the children that's going to take care of them in their old age. That's the topic for another day, but then that's more understandable than just thinking that somebody somewhere is going to, or somebody somewhere should help you just because the tables could turn. Now, keep in mind that this case of A and B, the tables already turned. It used to be A in the position of wealth and helping B, and the tables turned quickly. Now, obviously, it makes sense now. Like, the only reason A was helping B then was because of the things that she could get. Now, why A is not making reference to the past and saying, but I helped her, is because she knows that she has gotten more than she gave. She has basically, in quotes, open quotes, gotten the rewards of her labor, close quotes. And now she knows, B is genuinely going out of her way. She has paid her dues, and now she's expecting another turn of tables. Now I'm thinking, what if that's the only turn of table that's going to happen in both of your lives, and it already happened, and you're trying to basically skin this woman off of her earnings, and that blows my mind. Excuse me. And so many people are also so entitled to your time. I get the fact that, it is very enjoyable when people text you, and when you text people and they text back almost immediately. But at the end of the day, you don't know what people are going through. You don't know if they can actually afford to be online at that moment. Afford in terms of money, in terms of if they actually have the mental strength, if they have the physical strength, and then you're just so upset because somebody hasn't texted you back. They don't owe you. They don't owe you their time. You're not paying for it. Some people also. I personally learned that the hard way. Yeah, I used to always think that, when I text somebody, what are they doing? I'm here texting you, so you should be able to text me back immediately. And I used to get so upset for that. But then, as life hits me as well, I realized that you can't just expect certain things from people. So people don't even like texting. Like, the only reason they have WhatsApp or something is because maybe it's a much easier way of communication. But then they're not even really about the communication. I have a friend that, she's barely online. If I text her, I'm not expecting a reply for the next 2 weeks. So if I need an instant response, I call her directly, just give her a call through, and whatever I want to say, I'm like, oh bro, can you talk? And then she's like, oh yes, or she's like, oh no. And then she's like, oh no. I'm like, okay, I'll send you a text, check it on time. And I think that makes so much sense. Just imagine that now this person is a medical student. So just imagine that, she's studying. I know medical students have endless exams. So she's probably studying for an exam in 2 days. And then I'm texting her some random shit and then getting upset that she's not texting me back. When, she's actually studying for her future. Excuse me. And while I was studying for my own future, she did not interrupt me. So what gives me the right to get upset or to feel entitled to her time in that moment? So I think a lot of us need to actually reassess and readjust our priorities and learn to actually understand people. And I think we should also look at people and think, okay, how would I like to be treated? How would I... Sometimes, most of the time, when somebody texts me, I could be texting back, and the conversation is going back to back. And then suddenly I need to run an errand, and then I'm off. By the time I finally get back to, holding my phone, I have completely forgotten that I was in the middle of a conversation before I had to run that errand. And then by the time I finally get back to reading the text or listening to the voice notes, it becomes too rude to respond. Sometimes I still go ahead to respond depending on who it is and depending on what the message says. Now imagine that person is now very angry and upset with me. Now I know most people will be like, oh, I could have just texted and said, oh, I'm about to get busy, I'll text you later. But it's not every time you can actually do that, to be honest. It's not actually every time. Let me give you this scenario. If I'm texting you, we're texting back and forth, and you sent a message at 2:32, and 2:32 I've responded, you've also responded, and within that minute there are like 4 texts from each of us. And then I see a child through the window playing outside in the rain and is about to slip and fall. Now, at what point am I going to remember to text you and be like, oh, I'm sorry, there's a child outside in the rain that's about to slip and hit their head and that I need to go and rescue, so I'll text you later? That doesn't work, man. By the time I go and get that child, I'm probably asking, what are you doing in the rain, trying to get the child dry, looking for whoever has responsibility of the child or whoever is supposed to be babysitting. Find out why the child was outside in the first instance. Try to get the child settled, make sure the child hasn't caught a cold, and from there life can actually, take its place. And maybe by the time I'm done with that, I'm actually supposed to head out, and then I just come back in, get dressed, I'm out. When I get out, I'm so busy, I don't come back home too much later in the night, and all I want to do is eat and sleep. So now explain to me at what points I should have let that person know that, oh, I'm sorry, I need to be a lifeguard and save somebody. So sometimes I know that doesn't happen every time, and I know that people could actually make time, but we still need to stop feeling entitled to people's time. We need to stop feeling entitled to what we want from them. They're human beings. The fact that we don't have it, it should also make you think and wonder if they have it. If you don't have it, what makes you think any other person has it? And if you happen to know that they actually have it, what makes you think that the way you need it, they also don't need it? Like, it's so crazy to me that people feel entitled. I'm sure I've had my moments too of feeling entitled to. I know I felt entitled to loyalty before and to love, and then when I didn't get it, I felt betrayed. I felt upset. But then, to be honest, that person owes me nothing. That person did not owe me loyalty, did not owe me love, did not owe me anything. So I actually had no right to get upset, because at the end of the day, even though it's something that I was giving that person, or if I was in, if the tables turned, like A would say, I would have given the person, doesn't mean that, that person will give me. So guys, we need to let go of this feeling of entitlement. We need to learn to understand people more. We need to, just be better human beings. Just because, somebody is earning times two, or maybe the person is outside the country and the person is changing foreign currency, changing dollars. And then obviously, I don't know how much a dollar is to Naira now, but let's say 650 or 600. And you know that $1 is 600 Naira. So you can imagine if they send you $10, that's 6,000 Naira. If they send you $100, that's 60,000 Naira. If they send you $1,000, that's, I think, 600,000, if my mathematics is correct. And then that still does not mean, because now this person that is sending you dollars, that 1,000 naira, $1,000 could also do so much to them. But just because it runs into 6 figures in your currency doesn't mean that they don't need it as much as you do. And it's crazy, because if you've been abroad, you know that things are not the same thing. Like, it's not what you can buy for. The money is different. The weight of the money is different. Like, that's why people would say that Nigerian parents try a lot, because they send their children to schools abroad while earning in Naira, and their children still do not take student loans. So now when you think of that, you're like, nah, that's a crazy amount of money. So why would you expect that, somebody that's probably not even finding the weather funny over there, somebody that, may be going through or maybe experiencing racism, is going to, like, why do you feel entitled to whatever that person earns? And let's leave this. I'm getting quite upset, but yes, guys, let's just try to get rid of that sense of entitlement, things that we know that we should not feel entitled to. Let's not feel entitled to things that we know we can actually not afford to have for ourselves. Let's stop taking advantage of people in the name of tables could turn, or in the name of I helped this person before long ago. Let those people feel indebted to you and want to help you out. Do not act out on them. Do not demand stuff just because you think they should be indebted to you. When you were helping them, you were supposed to be genuinely helping them, not helping them because you felt, if I help you, you're going to feel indebted to me, and then you're going to give me. There was this babe. She used to always give so much. Like, any money she made, she would give me some. She would share it with me and one other girl. She was like, we even used to call her mommy. She was so loving. She would cook, bring it over, and then she was let go. And things became quite tough for her, and she got stranded with money. And then she asked me. I did not hesitate. I didn't have much, but then I gave her what I could afford, because I remember that this girl, without even me asking, she was there for me. She gave me, there was one time, I think we're supposed to go out, and I was like, bro, I can't afford to go out with you people. And then the next day, she sent me some money, and then she was like, I know you say you can't go, we've cancelled plans, but then still have this, blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't even saying like I didn't have money to survive. I just didn't have the extra funds to go to wherever, the others were planning to go. Then she thought that, she'd send me some money and stuff. So that kind of person, like, when she came to ask me, she wasn't demanding. She didn't have the attitude that, she already helped me, and so it's my time. It's my turn to help her back and repay her. She just genuinely needed my help, and I gave her all that I could afford, and I felt good. I felt like, this person actually deserves the best, and this is what I can afford. And here you go. And since then, she has not asked me for anything. Since then, she's been surviving and thriving. And I think that's how life should be. Help people because you want to help them. Help people because you feel indebted to them. I mean, I'm not saying you should break your back just because somebody did you a favor and then you want to repay them. No, that's not what I'm saying. And do not feel indebted to anybody in advance of what they could do, of what you could do to them or do for them, or in areas of what you've done for them. So I hope you've learned a thing or two. I actually have a situation with my throat. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I think I need to get strepsils or something. And today, I realized we added 2 more countries to our listening family. So shout out to my people in Netherlands and Mexico. I am so excited, super happy, and yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for dropping your reviews. I am so grateful, and I love you so much. Yeah, that's all for today. Bye, toodles.